But of course, in the next few minutes, we will be solving all your queries. Mr. S.P. Tulsian joins us to help us with that. And the first caller is on SKS Microfinance. Zakir Hussain calls in from Hubli. Zakir, hi.
Hello, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ma'am, I have 100 shares of SKS Microfinance at the rate of 400.
Okay. And you are willing to hold on to this for how long? Because you've nearly lost half of your investment already.
Yes, ma'am. I can maintain them for 1 or 1.5 years also.
And are you willing to, perhaps book out, accept the loss and invest in anything else?
Sorry?
Are you willing to, book a loss in this, lose half of your capital and perhaps invest in something else? Are you willing to do that?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, I think Mr. Tulsian, the latter will be what you will be suggesting. In any case, what's your take? Should he stay put?
Lata, I don't think that there is any point, because if you see the Q1 results, that was really scary. The negative EPS of close to about 30 rupees, and when the Q2 results came, the negative EPS of close to about 53-54 rupees. Every quarter, you see the companies, providing for a writing of the loans and advances which they have given, and as on 30th September, about 2,500 crore loans and advances is still, appearing or existing in the books of the company. You never know how much again is going to get written off. So obviously, with every passing quarter, you see the net worth of the company getting eroded, or the book value is coming down, which is now at about 160. Maybe there is only one hope that microfinance bill is going to be tabled in the winter session of the parliament, and that may be seeing some positive for the whole sector. So because Q2 results is already out, we have already seen the damage having happened in the stock. Probably that can give some relief, because that event is going to happen in next 15 days, and then probably we can see the share moving back to about 225, 230 there, and at that point of time this gentleman should really look to exit, because I don't think that there is any meaning of remaining invested in the stock. So every rise which could be a level of about 220, 225 should be used as an opportunity to exit from the stock.
Alright. Okay.
Exactly. Did you get that? Perhaps you could hold on till the next few months in the winter session. The microfinance bill is likely to be tabled. If you do get an uptick from there, perhaps then you could exit at levels maybe 220 odd.
The short point, Zakir, you have to accept a loss in this stock, is what the expert is telling you. Maybe you can cut that loss a bit. If you time your exit properly, you could probably watch out like a hawk. Watch out in the newspapers when the bill is getting tabled and whether the share is responding positively. So you have a small hope of cutting your loss, but making it up is not going to be possible. You have to accept that loss. Alright, we have to go to the next caller now. Joining us is Lalit Samuel from Bhilai. Go ahead, Lalit. You have Cairn India shares?
Yes, madam. I am holding 50 shares of purchase at the rate of 366 since April 2011. Since April 2011, 8 months back, since the date of purchase, the share is not giving much appreciation since its inception. And at this stage, I would like to know your valuable opinion.
Okay, I would understand. Yeah, I would understand, Lalitji, that you therefore are not a trader. You have bought it for the long haul, so you won't mind waiting.
Okay.
No, I'm asking you. You don't mind waiting. If you have to wait for a year or 18 months to make a profit, you're not averse to it.
Acha.
Okay. Well, let me get Mr. Tulsian to answer. Mr. Tulsian, should we hold out? Looks like they are on the throes of some expansion. Cairn India, then they get the nod from ONGC.
Lata, my advice is that Lalit should remain invested in the stock, though his cost price is very high. In fact, I don't see that stock can really move beyond 330, because in fact, if you see for the last couple of days, all the EMP stocks have been going up because of the rising crude prices and all that. But I don't think that stock can really move beyond 330, at least in next 1 month or so. But as as hinted by Lalit, or as indicated by him, or maybe looking to his behavior, I think he seems to be more as a long-term investor, considering, because as we know that these royalties says all the problems are now over, the new promoter has come in, and in fact now my view is quite positive from here on, because they will definitely be ramping up their production in the Rajasthan block. That will be substantially helping the company. And 366, in fact his cost, he may be able to see that in next 6 to 8 months, and even if you can keep a view of 1 year, this is a very good stock to remain invested and to hold in the portfolio. So I don't think that there is any meaning of booking the losses, but if he has a short term view, he should look to exit beyond close to about 330.
Alright, Lalit, if you can, do hold on to this stock maybe for the next 1 year, and you shall be getting your, at least you will recover your cost price. So positive on Cairn India by Mr. Tulsian. But the next caller is Jane.
Just before we go to Jain Irrigation, should we just look at Lanco Infrastructure shares? Promoters have taken off 10 crore of their shares which were pledged originally and now unpledged. Therefore clearly some bit of financial easing perhaps for the promoters. That would be indicative of Lanco itself perhaps being able to repay its loans. The stock has moved from red to green on that note. There are other pressures, of course, raw material and other issues, but this one is a welcome relief for the stock. Go ahead, Rima.
Okay, we've got Rajkumar who calls in from Gurgaon, and he has a query on Jain Irrigation. Rajkumar, hi.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, I have a 200 share of Cairn Irrigation at the rate of 151.
Okay.
My question is that should I accumulate on this level at least?
Okay. Mr. Tulsian, this quarter it got hit on account of a huge forex loss, but the stock once the numbers came out rebounded because it's fallen already so much. What's the advice that you would give to Cairn Irrigation? Should the gentleman accumulate at current levels or he should exit?
My advice to Raj is that I don't mind if he is willing to buy more, because if you see, as you have rightly pointed out, that the Q2 results have been looking optically bad more because of the forex loss of 59 crore. But I won't be really too much perturbed by that. In fact, the concerns more has been on the company's rising sundry debtors, which are placed at about 1700 crore. Now the major portion of that has to come from the government towards the subsidy, and once that happens, then suddenly you will see the revival of interest coming back. And looking to the cost of 151, since he got the DVR bonus shares also, the value of that I am estimating at about 4 to 5 rupees per share. So he has to knock off maybe about 4 rupees per share from his cost price of 151, which makes an effective cost of about 147. So if he can, look to buy some more quantity, he is already holding 200. I am advising him, to go for more additional buy of 200, maybe at 120 to 123, and keep a time horizon of 6 months, and he should be able to see a price of 150 to 160 in next 6 months. So that will, on the combined holding of 400 shares, he will be able to make a reasonable profit.
Alright, Mr. Tulsian, thank you very much for joining us with your advice on all these bunch of stocks that have just announced numbers.